Anthony, welcome to the BLND Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
What made you choose to do content around mental health?
So it started around 2024. I was going to school in Italy, and I got offered to play basketball and go to school over there. And I think I left in August 2024, and like 2 weeks into it, one of my friends' older brother texted me, and he said that, my friend passed away from cancer. So that really took like a toll on me. It's tough to talk to people when I'm in another foreign country, because while I'm up, they're sleeping, and when I'm sleeping, they're up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very depressed, very stressful. I lost all my motivation for basketball while over there. So then I decided to transfer schools in January of 2025 to a school in Ohio to learn how to coach basketball.
Okay.
And then as soon as I got there, 2 months into that, my other best friend died from cancer. So then I just had two people in 6 months die from cancer. So that I was so unmotivated, so depressed. So I decided just to come home, and I just had to find something to do. So on social media, I don't see there is a lot of mental health things, but I feel like there should be more. So I feel like for social media to connect with people, I want to make sure people know they're not alone. Because I was battling a lot of stuff and all that, and I feel like people need to know that they're not alone, and everybody's having problems like everybody else. You know what I mean? And we're all connected as humans eventually.
How did you come up with the concept that you do with the phone calls?
I've seen people do it in New York, and I know social media is a whole big like copy and try to do your own thing. So I got the idea from people in New York, but then I want to feel like I want the message to help people watching the video. So if you watch any of my videos, you realize like they're trying to inspire the person watching it. So that's why I kind of had the difference, is make sure people know that they're not alone, and like, people are there for you, even if you don't even know them, even if they're from Ohio, California. Because I get different people in Boston, like tourists from like Montana, Texas, and all that.
And for people that might be unfamiliar, could you explain the concept of your video?
Yeah, so I set out at least 3 to 5 questions at the park, and strangers walk up, they pick a question, and you pick up the phone, it's a red phone, and you answer the question that you picked. The mic's in the phone, and I'm just, maybe like 10 feet back, and, just recording and just listening to people's stories.
Did you do this with the intention of wanting to create a platform, or just as a way of trying to just help people? I guess it's both, but...
It's both. When I first got home, so 2025 in March, I didn't know if I want to fully pursue it. And I was just, I didn't know. And then I went to the hospital. May 30th or 29th, my birthday actually. I went to the hospital because, I needed to get some help.
Yeah.
And then I think like after I left the hospital, I don't know, something clicked in me, and I was like, all right, if I'm going all in, I'm going all in. So I officially pursued it, and I just been loving it ever since. And then hearing people's stories after, like, the content's cool, but like when I shut off that camera and see people and like talk to people after, it's very cool to hear their stories and stuff. And that's like one of the most beautiful things. Is just like when I cut the camera off and people like talk to me after the park, it's just like the most awesome thing a person can wish for.
Is there any story in particular that sticks out that you felt impacted you a lot?
No, I've talked to like at least 50 people a day.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so that's tough to talk to. Good ones are when I talk to like elderlies. I rarely get elderlies.
Yeah.
But when I do and talk to them and tell them what I do, I love talking to them and stuff and hearing their stories and all that.
There's a lot of like, I feel like people feel, especially influencers and people who do social media, I feel like a lot of them feel the need to be perfect on camera, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it may lead to like them having to deal with loneliness and stuff outside of that.
Yeah.
Feeling like they can't speak about the downsides. Do you think with social media, it's given people an opportunity to express themselves more, or it's kind of limited that?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think social media really ruins a lot of people. I feel like the number one thing that ruins is like comparing each other.
Mm.
I feel like people on social media see other people their age doing better, and now that makes them lonely or feel depressed because, oh, I'm not doing enough or anything. But everybody has their own path. That's what I'm starting to pick up on social media, is that like people are comparing each other to people their age, and they're seeing that they're more successful, and people not that like, oh, am I doing the right thing? And now people start overthinking and having anxiety and depression.
After you started this, did you feel like seeing how much it helped other people was helping you deal better with your emotions?
Oh, 100%. When I was fighting like my depression and anxiety and all of that, I used to go to sleep, wake up, and be mad that I woke up. That's how depressed I was. And so, no, so like I had to figure a way out to help to get me out of bed. So I think like helping people and just getting those text messages like on Instagram, DMs, YouTube comments, seeing like, oh, I really needed this, really gets me out of bed every day, knowing that I help somebody every day.
I know, like, at least your content is for everybody, but do you feel like men in particular have bigger issues in terms of expressing themselves when they're going through mental issues?
I mean, at the park, yeah, definitely. When I get like a couple or something, a girl does it, and then she'll act like the boyfriend to do it, and he'll be like, nah. So it's tough to get a boy's expression. That's why I try to make the questions. None of my questions are really personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to explain to them like it's not deep questions. It's not about your past. So unless you want to talk about it, you
Yeah.
can. But I try to make the questions where like you're helping the person watching, like you're helping them. It's
Yeah.
not. It's more of that than asking deep questions than like about your past or what you have going on.
Do you have plans to switch up the content at all into something else in the mental health field, or you like this concept?
I like if it's doing good, don't stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like with the red phone really changed a lot of things. You know, I think content creators need to hear that like if you're not working on your craft, you're not gonna get better. You can go on my page and go look at my first video till now. Like I just got better and better, and I'm trying to understand what I can do better. I feel like a lot of content creators, they just post, and they're not really understanding what, like how can I make this better? Like, oh, let me look at this person, see what they're doing. Like, I don't feel like changing it. I might start something like a podcast, but that won't be until like the future. Yeah, that won't be until like 2 to 3 years. I try to take it one day at a time.
That's fair. I feel like to do something like this, just the type of person you have to be someone like pretty compassionate and empathetic.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard sometimes when you're listening to people to keep your own emotions stable when you're listening to like such sad stories or something like that? Or do you feel like connecting with them
No,
helps?
I definitely feel sad sometimes. That's why I try to talk to the person after and try to make sure like, you know, they're good and like you're doing a good thing. YouTube gets the most hate, like comments, which gets me sad. Like I seen a YouTube comment on my post the other day and I'm like, why? Like, why would you even say that?
What does a hate comment look like? Because I can't even imagine.
One of the questions is, if someone told you they don't want to live anymore, what would you tell them? And so I posted that I think yesterday on YouTube, and some person commented and they were like, I just pulled the trigger. Like life's so meaningless and all that. So that's what really gets me. And I'm like, damn. YouTube gets the most. Like Instagram and TikTok is fine, but YouTube is just that people are just ruthless on YouTube.
Do you feel people sometimes, or online, people sometimes mistake vulnerability for weakness, expressing your emotions, especially in men? Maybe it might be a sign of like you're not being manly.
It's tough because you don't know who the person is behind the screen. Like that kid could have been like 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's so tough, especially on Instagram. You don't know who it is because people make fake accounts.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but like I'll get like a hate comment like once a week. It's not like most of them are nice comments, like, oh, I needed this, but like a hate comments like once a week, and that's it really sounds like. But like mostly like my mindset, like it's the 1 year of me going into the hospital and getting myself checked out. So like that's really like, you know, this month's been kind of struggling and all that. So it's like I've been kind of like a roller coaster this month. Like coming from a year ago, like I was legit in the hospital. And now I'm about to hit 20K on Instagram.
That's crazy.
So it's like everything happens for a reason and stuff and all that.
Did you think it would grow that much?
Yeah, because I knew if I'm fully in, I'm gonna fully invest into something.
Right.
So like I knew I wasn't fully invested, and I knew I was gonna figure it out. Like 2025, like when I first started, I was just trying to figure it out, and then I was telling my boys, like, I'm telling you, 2026, I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm not going back to school.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I'm not going back to school.
Right.
I can't work a 9 to 5. You know, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
just not for you.
It's just not for me. So I was like, it's either I'm going in with the social media stuff, or I should just quit.
Did you ever think about doing any other types of content, or you were always on
No,
mental
I was
health?
always on mental health. Just I think because what I went through and stuff, and I feel like people like even before my mental health, like I felt like my friends came to me for stuff and all that, and I always listen and I always give out advice. Like I always love just listening and just helping people. I think that's always just been me and who I am.
When you were going through a lot of stuff, did you feel like you had the proper outlet to express your emotions?
No.
No.
There was just a lot going on. Like
Yeah.
going to school in Italy and then only going there for like 5 to 6 months was a lot. And just knowing that I had like quit, especially the year before, I was saving up money. Me and my family was saving up money for it.
Yeah.
So me coming back home was like I could tell my parents were like a little mad, but they like I love my parents and they love me and they love what I do now. But like I could tell that they were mad because we just saved up a whole I just wasted a whole year just to only go to school for not even a year, for like only 6 months, and then going to school in Ohio and then finding out my friend died from cancer and I had to come back from there. Like it was just a lot. It was just a lot, and I was just like drinking every day, doing drugs and all that, and just feeling like worthless because I just lost two people who were very caring in my life.
Right.
Like it was just wild, and just going back and like being so traumatized. Like my first friend who died, and I didn't see him get buried, but my second friend, the girl, seeing her get put in the ground is the most traumatizing thing I ever watched. And like one of my teachers, he like during the grave, like he like walked away, and I was like, and I asked him after, I was like, oh, why'd you walk away? Like he was like, I didn't want to see that, but I never understood that. And then maybe like a month later, it like hit me. I was like, yo, I just watched my friend get put in the grave.
Yeah.
A person who I was in high school with my whole life, like what, yo, that's like crazy. Like it was wild, especially like two people who were straight A people. She had a scholarship going to BU and all that, and it's just like she's gone. There's something that I can't control, and so then like I finally like, you know, I finally decided like I just needed the help that I needed to get, because all it takes is one step and I'm gone forever.
Yeah.
So then that's when I like, so after my birthday, because my birthday is May 29th and her birthday is May 31st.
Oh.
So now this is like a thing.
Yeah.
So like I think like I felt so worthless on my birthday, and so I decided to like, you know, I gotta get some help. So I finally got some help, and then I was in the hospital for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then I think after that I'm trying to figure out how to do better. I still struggle here and there, but like now social media is working and stuff and all that, it makes you feel better.
Did it take a lot for you to admit that you needed to get help?
Yeah. I think at a certain point I was like, okay, this is the part I forgot. So I graduated 2022, and in 2023 I went to Massachusetts Community College, and my childhood friend ended his life. I knew him since I was like 8 or 9, then he moved to Texas. And then now we're like 17, 18, and I found out he ended his life. So fast forward to now, I seen the impact that it did on his mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never want to put that impact on my mom and my dad. So like that's when I realized like I need to get help, because I know if I go, that my mom or dad is gonna be terrible. And like I don't want to put that. So I might as well just get the help now. Get the help while, you know, I just have it. I just have the help.
Did you have a good support system when like going through the process of getting help?
Like my parents didn't know how bad it was.
Okay.
Maybe that's my fault, but my parents did not know how bad it was until they found out I was in the hospital. And then every day, my mom and my dad came to the hospital, came to the visiting hours and stuff, brought me food, made sure I couldn't use my phone, but brought me food, made sure I was good and all that. And my mom was like, we didn't realize how bad it was. And then that really kind of like, that can really help. That kind of really helped too, knowing, they would support. Then my friends came and visit me.
Yeah.
I think 4 of my friends came to visit me and stuff and all that. And then when I left, I think my parents were at work, and then one of my friends picked me up from the hospital and stuff. So like, yeah.
Like you said, a lot of people would always come to you for like to help them and to be like that support system. Did you find that took a toll on you a little bit, especially when you were going through things?
Yeah, I felt like the saying is like, there's 2 cups, and you pour one into the cup and make sure you get some back.
Yeah.
I felt like I never really got some back. I think I was like, my cup was like, I was always filling people's cups up, and they wasn't really giving it to me back. But like,
do you think that was because you struggled to express yourself, or it just you were always just the person that would hold it down?
I think I was just the person that would always hold it down, and the person who I kind of trusted for my emotions and all that, they kind of left me. So then like, it's like, ooh, like the person I really trusted giving my thoughts to, like, we kind of like split off, and it was like, damn, like, and all, it was like, damn.
Yeah.
So I think I have a lot of like trust issues. I think in high school, I experienced a lot of mental health. Because if you look at it now, like in our high school, like mental health wasn't really a big thing. But now people are more curious about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like in high school, I was going through a lot of mental health, and people didn't really know what it was yet. So then, like, I would always express myself, and like high school kids are high school kids, and they're gonna turn that against you and stuff and all that. So, but like, I'm glad that now, like, I'm seeing a difference of people starting to take care of high school more, high school kids more, and like even like the kids now making sure like, oh, if he's going through something, make sure you check up on him.
How old are you now?
22.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's also because I feel like during high school is when a lot of people start going through mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like, if you grew up in like a good family and stuff, high school will be like when you start interacting with other people, and that might get you down, like bullying and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you take care of it more there, it'll help become more stable later on in life. Versus like, if I'm 25 and I haven't even talked about my feelings and everything I've gone through, then I'm gonna struggle a lot more.
Yeah.
Now, would you ever do like, not classes, but would you ever like talk to high schoolers or something, just to
I would like to do that
program or something like that?
Later in the future, I would really like to do that. Go around the world, not the world, like states, and just talk to people and just see. I'd rather do middle schoolers and high schoolers, because high schoolers are just, they'll get it. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, high schoolers just high schoolers.
In high school, I found like the people that were maybe struggling with mental health, they were looked at as like, not weird, but like they were always set aside. Yeah, kind of.
You just don't know what anybody's going through.
You just don't know.
You just really don't know. You can have like the most calm look, and then just you don't know what that person is going, even after school. Like you don't know what the kind of household they're going through. You don't know what kind of financial situations they're going through with their families and stuff, especially with this economy. But like, you don't know what anybody's going through.
Yeah, my first experience actually hearing about someone that's going through like a lot of shit, and I really understood that you really don't know what other people are going through, is that I used to take the train to school every morning, and it would be like a group of us, and one of my friends, she was a senior and I was a sophomore, and I didn't really know her that well, but she was just a part of the group. And then one day, and we'd been just in the group for like months, and then one random day we're just walking to school, it's like 7:30 in the morning, and she starts talking about like how her parents didn't support her because she was gay, and that she liked girls, and then they kicked her out, and she was homeless, and she couldn't get a job because like we're in high school, and she didn't have money, and she was staying like on the street, and she was like just going through it. And that's like a different level of going through it, where you feel like you have nobody with you, and you don't even have a house to stay at. You don't know where your next meal's coming from, and this girl's just like sitting next to me in class, and you would have no idea that that's what she's going through, because it took me months to hear about it. Or else I would have thought she was just
a normal person. You thought she was, And then I feel like that experiences like that really change your outlook on life as a whole. That it made me feel
if I'm in a position to help somebody, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I can. How do I say it? I can die today.
Yeah.
But like I know that I help people. Like whatever happens after I die, like I really like I hope there's a heaven and all that, blah blah blah. But like I know that I help somebody. Like that's all that really kind of matters. And I think I've been had that mindset since like high school. I think like if I help somebody who's doing worse than me, like I'm totally fine in this world. Like anything can happen to me.
And do you feel like even now, like you're telling us your story, I'm sure it's a lot to think about as you're talking about it. Do you feel a lot more comfortable addressing like what happened with your friends and stuff, or does it still hurt the same?
Oh, I can feel comfortable talking about them. It sucks, but like,
Yeah.
what can I do? It's can't like I was telling somebody this, like if you die from gang violence, like okay, you kind of signed up for that life, whatever. But like it's cancer.
You can't.
I can't control.
There's
that.
no control.
There's no control over that, and it's just like all the best I can do is just to, you know, reach out like, oh, like I hope you're doing good and all that and stuff and all that, like, you know, like it's just tough.
The childhood friend that you were talking about that ended their life, were you already going through a lot of mental stress at that time? Or
No, actually, I moved out and got my own apartment to college because I needed to get out of my town. I need to like get out of my town and meet new people. So I just like got an apartment and I was playing basketball at Massasoit Community College. And then like I think like 2 weeks before the season started, I think my mom called me and she was like, "Do you remember your childhood friend?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You know he died, right?" And I was like, "What?" And then I contacted the sister, and me and the sister were talking and stuff and all that, and it was just sad. And I still had like the mom on Facebook, and it's just sad, like seeing her, like her face now is just so like depressing, like so gone. You could tell like a soul just left and all that. So so like 2 weeks before the season started, 2 weeks before like the basketball season started, that's what happened. So that was just like mess. I was like a mess. That's like a mental thing to like overcome. And then like when I went to Italy, 2 weeks when I got into Italy, my friend died from cancer. So it was like, and then when I went to Ohio, my other friend died from cancer in 2 months. So it's like, school's not for me. School's not for me because I can't keep losing people if I'm keep going to school.
Yeah.
So it was very tough. So I think like, yeah.
When you moved out of town, did you feel like that was starting to help you be in a better place?
Yes. So yeah, when I moved out of my town and moved to Bridgewater and my teammates found out what happened, I went to practice and then like we had practice and then like, you know, I started like just crying because like it was just so emotional. And I drove back to my apartment and my teammates found out what happened. And I think like maybe 20 minutes later, I get a knock on my door and it's all my teammates just at my door. And I'm like, what are y'all doing here? And they all came in and they all chilled with me and made sure I was good and all that. And I was like, so like, that's how I knew like, yeah, these are the people. And I just like felt like I'm still in contact with them and stuff and all that. And it's just so crazy. Like they just helped me. Like doing that, they brought me pizza and stuff, like the whole teammate. It was like a group or something. It was like 5 teammates came in and then like 2 minutes later another teammate came in and I was like, damn, like this is crazy. And then I was so emotional. I was like, damn, like I'm glad I moved out and met these people.
For people that might feel like they're very alone, do you think changing your environment would be more helpful, or it could lead to more loneliness if you're in an unfamiliar place?
I feel like if you feel alone, you gotta change your environment because you get like a fresh start. You get a whole fresh start, meeting people and stuff and all that. And when you do something that people don't like, guarantee you in 100 years we're gonna forget. So might as well do it.
Not even in 100 years. Like people move on with their lives.
Yeah, people move on, but I'm just saying,
For men in particular, how would you suggest people who, you know, how do they start opening up? Like, do they try to find somebody who's close with them? Like, do you I don't know, maybe
It's
do get help? Like,
it's really like you just gotta know yourself. Like I feel like yeah, you do need somebody to talk to. I don't know. This generation sucks though. You do need to find somebody to talk to. I think you just need also just like need to know who you are as a person. Like, do I need the help? Do I not? Grief is such a weird thing. People need to understand that grief. People experience things different. Like humans, we're not the same. Like you stub your toe and I stub my toe, we're gonna have different reactions. Yours might hurt more, mine might hurt less. Mine might hurt more, yours might hurt less. So I think you really need to understand who you are, and like as a friend, like how do I not push your buttons? Like I know somebody just passed away, but like do I push your buttons every day and text you, or maybe do I text you once a week?
like, what do you need from me? Kind of.
Yeah, like what do you need from me? Like you just gotta know who that person is and test it, like and all of that. Like my friends know, like they can text me and stuff and all that. I might not open up fully, but like you can text me. But at the end of the day, I'm making sure you're good though. But like
Yeah.
grief is such a weird thing. Like I got diagnosed with grief trauma, so it was like grief for me 2 to 3 days. Let me figure this out, and then you can like text me or call me and stuff and all that. The question's hard because everybody goes through everything differently.
Yeah.
So you just gotta know yourself. If you want people to come in and ask you, you can. If you don't, that's fine. You just gotta let that person be and stuff and all that. But always check up on your friends though. Once a week, once a month, once a year, doesn't even matter. Like you can always check up. There's nothing wrong with checking up and stuff and all that.
Are you pretty open about like people around you knowing that you run like that social media page?
Yeah, like I'm young. I'm 22.
Yeah.
At first, I wanted to be in the videos because I want to walk down the street and be like, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah.
Like that's him. But at the end of the day, now I'm kind of like I don't care if I'm on camera. People know in my town who I am. People know
Yeah.
who Interviews by Holman is. So it doesn't even matter if I'm on camera anymore. And I really don't care. When I first started it, I knew people were gonna be like, "What you doing?" and all that. But I knew I had a vision. I had a vision of what I wanted to do, and how do I get to that vision? And I'm glad I went through those trials and tribulations in the beginning. Now I'm really starting to figure it out.
Did the videos always do good, or it took time to build traction?
No, it takes time to do traction with content. The good thing what I do is that like I get like 60 people a day. So like if I did want to take a break, if I did want to take a day break, I can. I know some content creators are rushing for content and they push content out, and so there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like the good thing that what I do is that I get like 60 people, and like I know at least like 20 of them would be good videos and stuff, and I have like 20 days worth of content, and I can just relax and stuff. I know mostly like live streamers, content creators, like they post something like a car or something, and then like it doesn't pop off or something. You know what I mean?
How often do you film?
How often do I film? I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So like Thursday through Sunday, that's when I really film and all that.
Do you struggle to get people at all, or it's pretty?
No. When I first started, yes. When I first started with the interviews, it was tough. But the phone thing, people are attracted to the phone. See a red phone, like, you're walking on a park that's all green.
Yeah.
And you see something red on the side,
It'll
like,
stick
oh,
out.
what's the red? And people like the people from New York do it, and they're pretty big. So it's like people from Boston see it, they're like, oh, I've seen this before. So they already know what they do and stuff and all that. And no, I don't feel like I struggle getting people anymore.
Do you find that your videos target mainly in the Boston area, or because it's like tourists and stuff, it kind of like everybody sees it because it's like a universal topic?
Social media, I get people from everywhere. Boston area, no, I think I get mostly tourists. I think I would have to agree it's mostly tourists. Like the only Boston is the college kids. Because the Boston Commons is Suffolk, I think Emerson,
Yeah.
and all of that. So I think the only Boston, and those kids are not even really from Boston.
Yeah.
I would say they're probably like from the suburbs or something like New Hampshire and all of that. So I feel like mostly it's tourists, which is pretty cool to learn about. Especially the marathon. The marathon week was awesome.
It's busy.
Because marathon people from different countries and stuff and all that.
That's
so that was
fire.
awesome.
Do you feel like once you started the platform, people around you started to open up more?
Oh, yeah. But my friends knew I was that type of person anyways. But, like, now I'm kind of getting people who are my friends, but, like, not my close friends. Kind of, like, talk to me and stuff and all that. And, like, and I talk to them and stuff and all that. So, like, I've always been that type of person to make sure that you're good. mentally, but like now I think this just brings like a bigger audience, and like you can just come for me for anything.
And for somebody that is that friend in the group that holds it down for everybody that everyone can go to, what would your advice be to help them express their emotions?
I have a saying that I say around the age of 13, because that's when you start hitting puberty, that you will never be happy again. And the reason why I say that is because once you hit 13 or 14, you kind of understand life. There's always gonna be something in the back of your mind that's gonna mess with you. Now, there's two things you can do with that. You can either let the wall build up, or you can just go jump over the wall. But I hope you know that once you jump over the wall, that there's gonna be another wall, because life is not unfair, but life is like there's always gonna be something that happened in your life that
Right.
you know, it's something that you're always battling. Like if you think about a kid's mindset, like when you see like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid, they think the world's perfect.
Right.
Like they don't have any problems and stuff and all that, you know. And then once you hit 13, 14, like so like you your whole life. So if somebody did contact me or something about that, so like, yo, your whole life, like you've been going through something, you've been battling adversity your whole life. So it's just another obstacle. All you gotta do is jump over the obstacle.
That's a good way to look at it. Do you feel like now you have the proper outlets to, when you're going through something, you know who to reach out to?
Yeah, I definitely have the right outlets and stuff. I think keeping myself busy too, like really like doing the social media really helps me get through the day. It really wakes me up and all that. Knowing that I host somebody, I'll get the text messages and all that.
Yeah.
Openly, yeah, I have like 2 friends now that like I can really open up to.
Okay.
Now that you know and all that.
Do you ever struggle to balance work and the social media?
No. No. I when I picked a job, I knew I wanted to do part-time.
Okay.
So it's like I didn't want to do full-time, because if I did full-time, I wouldn't have any time to do social media. So like the part-time was cool, and like the schedule was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So from Thursday to Sunday, I could just record. And like I said, like I get like 60 people a day. So if I do need like a week off or something, then I can have that 60, not worry about content.
Yeah. Nice. If you could say something to somebody really going through it right now, feels like they're alone and there's no way up, what would that be?
If anybody's going through anything, just know that the chance of you being born is 1 in 400 trillion. You are here for a reason. You are put on this earth for a reason. So make it last as much as you can. There's somebody that loves you on this earth. There's somebody who cares for you. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, Anthony, thank you for being on the podcast. This was our first time talking about mental health on here. And I definitely want to have more things like this.
Definitely.
But next week, we'll be back with another guest. Like, comment, subscribe for more podcasts.